All right, Kenman here, and today we have a very exciting unboxing and review. A monstrosity contained within this bag. Let's check it out. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price, and I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment down there below. All right, I say that, but in this case, I am sponsored. This is sponsored. This knife was sent to me from Mr. Eddie, the Mr. Eddie collection. I will link his YouTube and Instagram down below. You can go check him out. He is a knife collector and knife maker, and has graciously sent me about a dozen of his really nice knives to check out, mess around with, review, share with all of you, and then once I'm done, I will ship them all back. But this is a sponsored video from Mr. Eddie himself. Let's get into it, huh? We have a Midguards family, the Midguards Messer. Real nice patch on the front there. You can take that off, swap it out, or you just leave it on there. Keep the knife in here when you're not using it. Big old pouch. Let's get to it. Why am I stuck? No reason. All right, there's the knife. It also comes with this pin. I'll set that aside. We'll look at that in a little bit. Bag gently placed on the floor. Keep it nice and clean for you, Mr. Eddie. Okay, so this is one of the beasts from the company Midguards Messer. They know how to make a monstrosity, and this is one of them. This is the Beowulf. Boom. Look at this. Mr. Eddie sent me that box with about a dozen knives in it, and I opened it live on my Thursday night lives. I go from 6 to 9 p.m. Central. If you want to check out some live fun action, do some unboxing, some messing around with some knives, little custom work. It's a good time. Check it out. But I did the initial first impressions and opened some of them up and look at them. I've been kind of going around and going through and doing little reviews on each one. And this one in particular really just ticks a lot of boxes for me. It makes me smile. I quite enjoy everything about this. It is an overbuilt beast just designed to make Kenman smile. All right. I mean, look at it. It's just out of control. Okay. What do we got going on here? Got the Midgard Messer, the Beowulf. Has a titanium handle. Very nice. That blue look to it and the knurled kind of diamond texture. We have a CPM D2 blade steel that is just thick as can be. A little serial number on there. It says the Beowulf on both sides. It's got the little CPM D2 stamped right in there. You've got your Midguards Messer logo on the little peak right there. Doesn't stick out too much though, so that branding, it's kind of light, so they didn't make it really black and stick out too much, so it doesn't really distract from the design styles of the knife. You can flick it out, and I see the finger flick out. It is large though, it takes a little bit of push. You can thumb it out as well, or just roll it out like I did at the beginning there, just kind of a nice easy roll out. Pocket clip is bigger than other knives. This thing is just super big. They've kind of milled out in that section to kind of drop some weight. They put that gnarled texture on there as well to kind of match the other side. Clip cannot be swapped to the other side though. If they could make the way they've got all these kind of peaked up, they don't really do that on this side. So I mean, they could almost make a clip for the other side, but it would take a little bit of work. We have this frame lock, fully exposed, but it is large, and there is a stop pin right here you can see, so when that comes up you can't over travel. Oh man, that blade is thick. Centered up nicely. Like I said, you can Basically flick it out fairly easy for being such a large knife. Oh, look at the jimps. That is a huge stack of jimps. This little poon ramp right there to kind of settle your thumb in. There is a little curved jimped notch kind of choke up spot. If you needed to kind of choke up, you can get your thumb out a little further, more jimps right there. But that is nice controlled kind of for a large. I have a big hand, but I can get in there and hold that pretty good. Otherwise, really, you can just lock into this position and feel all right. It really is a deep groove that gets your hand in there and kind of really settles it into position. I do have a larger hand, so it does fit me quite nice. I could see how maybe because it's so thick, someone with a smaller hand might feel a little different about it. But see that ramp right there, your thumb just sits right in that position. Feels like it's right where it needs to be. Nice big section in the back. We've got this crazy gnarly glass breaker. When I carried it around a few days, it sits out of your pocket like this, and this thing is boom. I went and tagged myself on it with my hand a couple of times. It's kind of sharp and a little bit kind of in the way. I'm not a huge glass breaker fan, but I don't mind it. This knife is so huge. But man, if you came into something with that and the weight and the size of this, that is gonna do some damage. It is actually fairly sharp right there. Well, I also got the signature logo across the back. Look at how thick this is. Tell me this isn't just nuts. Enjoy checking out knives like this? Hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Okay, so what are we missing initially here? Wow. Just a beast. Blade is solid, locked up nice and tight. No real movement or play. See the detent. Right when it gets close to the end there, just pow, pops and slams it in. A little bit of weight behind it. But like I said, you can get in there and flick it out. Works like a charm. Feels good in the hand. I dig this knife. It's just it's just overbuilt and ridiculous in all the greatest ways. Let's get some close-ups here. Kind of see a nice little pan. Anybody have a Midguards Messer? Which one do you have? Which ones should I check out? They are fairly expensive, so it's not really in the realm of my standard budget. But holding this, knowing what it is they do and the quality of the overbuiltedness, it makes me want one. I could save up and maybe get one in the future. I dig it. This thing is just great. Okay. Let's do some standard measurements and stuff here. Treat it like another normal knife overview and unboxing. It's not really a review. It's an overview since I haven't had much time to carry it around most of the unboxings. This one I did kind of carry it around for a bit before I got to this review. So I do have a little bit more knowledge on it. Like I said, the glass breaker kind of got in the way. I did wear it with shorts, and it's amazing how big and heavy this is, how it doesn't really seem to be that taking up that much space in your pocket. Wow, we are looking at 8.5 from tip to tip. That is something. Blade is 3.5 to right on that flat spot, and you could almost say that curved surface could be about 4 inches with that huge belly in there. You'd say 4 7/8 for the handle, but with that glass breaker on there, it's 5 inches all day, so it is a large. This thing is a beast. If you're looking for beastly, Midguards Messer might be the way. Okay, let's do some thickness. This is gonna get crazy. 0.23. Most knives, full-size knives, close to full-size knives, are between 0.11 and 0.13, maybe even 14, 15 for a thick one. This is 0.24. That is about the thickest blade ever. If we go out to here where it's kind of in the mid-range, see that that's 0.14. That's still even thicker than most of them are. So even right when it starts to thin out in this spot here, we're still looking at 0.2 stuff. This thing is just thick. 0.23 right on that knob. 2.3. So the stock thickness is about 2.3. Handles are usually about a 1/2 inch thick. We're looking at 7.5 on this one. So monstrosity. With the pocket clip, 0.95. A absolute beast. I am in love. All right, we'll do some weight. This is going to be a pig. 12.54, the heaviest knife I have ever weighed on the channel. That is pushing a pound. Holy cow. 12.54 ounces. I compare everything with the Pyrite, 3.67. Oh, 12. Unbelievable. I have a couple other big ones we're going to kind of show off next to them. Kaiser Mini Paragon is only 7. And look, they're pretty close to the same size. And then obviously the Artisan Cutlery Proponent, 9.6. This one's still 12. That is crazy. But look at the size. These are all big boys right here. And the little Pyrite. All right, we'll get those bigger ones out in a second here. Okay. So, like I said, I compare everything with the Pyrite. It's a great kind of mid-size, excellent EDC knife. Pretty common size that everyone's familiar with. So the handle is a good 1/2 inch or more larger, as is the blade. Definitely thicker, wider, a lot more presence all around. You can get that size. Isn't really that much longer than your standard Pyrite. So there's that. The Mini Paragon from Kaiser. This is a cool, the Mini Paragon, and it's still this big. But this is just another one of those overbuilt, oversized, kind of fun ones from Kaiser. I do have an affiliate to Kaiser. If you want to go use it down below and make a purchase, it does help out the channel. Appreciate that. But you can see the size-wise is almost the same. This Mini Paragon might just have a slightly larger handle. Blade is almost the same size. And realistically, thickness-wise, this direction, the blade is about the same. Nowhere near the same thickness on the top. Probably not even half as thick, right? But if you're looking to get into something, you know, this is in that $300-400 range. This Paragon here, this goes on sale occasionally, but it's usually around $100-115 at that retail price. But it is a fun little knife as well. What I didn't get into is the pin. So this pin right here screws into this hole like so. Right? Now once that's screwed in, Mr. Eddie just put the string on here not to lose it, because you don't really put that pin in there and maybe use it all that often. But with that pin in there, basically this is now a fixed blade. You cannot, or you can engage the lock, but you can't bring the blade down. If I take this back out and I undo the blade and start to bring it around, you can see that hole right there. And so that hole in the blade, there's a hole here as well. So you could lock it closed, or when you open it up, see how it lines up? Boom. Then you put that pin through there, and it is now locked open, and it's basically a fixed blade. So that is an option. If someone wants one of these overbuilt, oversized beasts, and then wants to use it like a fixed blade, that's an extra little protection with that pin right there. What do we think? I tell you what. If you want to drop down to that $50-60, you get that Artisan Cutlery Proponent. It comes with the pin that goes in right there as well, so very similar. Check out the size. Comparable. Actually, the Proponent might even be a little bit bigger, but significantly cheaper. Check it out up there. Boom. I do have an affiliate link with that Artisan Cutlery as well. But if you're trying to get one of these overbuilt, oversized knives, want to save a little bit of money, check out the Proponent. If you've got endless supply of cash, look at the Midguards Messer. The Beowulf is a hog. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.